Are you looking for top 10 best places to visit in Alaska? As Alaska is big, so too is its beauty. A vast, uninhabited desolate tract overwhelms the relatively small towns within the country, including commercial-minded Anchorage, the most important, and the tucked-away country capital town, Juneau, without a street get admission to. While those towns provide numerous attractions and points of interest to discover, it is nevertheless the grandiose outside that attracts humans to Alaska, a country additionally called the last frontier. Alaska is domestic to a number of the most important country and country-wide parks within the country, in addition to a number of the maximum expansive desolate tract regions in North America. Hiking, paddling, fishing, and whale recognizing are many of the many methods to revel in those desolate tract treasures. Other normal adventures consist of undergo watching, rainforest exploring, and taking a ship experience via the Inside Passage. Here is the list of 10 best places to visit in Alaska. Number 10. Alaska Native Heritage Center, offering greater than only a look at the lives and values of Alaska's 11 important cultural corporations. The Alaska Native Heritage Center offers hands-on interplay with music, humans, and art, alongside interpretive information. The Heritage Center is an area to go to connect to the network and take part in packages and events. The Heritage Center is simply outdoor Anchorage. It consists of the gathering place for Alaska Native dancing and storytelling in the Hall of Cultures, full of well-known shows and nearby providers showing handcrafted crafts and works of art. The scenic Lake Tiulana is likewise at the grounds, surrounded through conventional dwellings of Alaska Natives. Though this sightseeing enchantment is positioned out of downtown, there may be a summertime season trip from the current Anchorage Museum at Rasmussen Center. Number 9. Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway stretches over 400 miles into Alaska's far north region, subsequently accomplishing the outpost of Prudhoe Bay. It's handy from Fairbanks and Anchorage and constructed adjoining and together with the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. The street is extraordinarily far off, rugged, and now no longer well-traveled outdoor of oil discipline workers. Well-organized sightseers have an incentive to navigate the lonely motorway. 11 though, with each gates of the Arctic National Park and Preserve and the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge lining the roadside. At the northern stop of the direction, the Dalton Highway crosses into the Arctic Circle, in which the summertime season solstice brings 24 hours of sunlight hours and the wintry weather manner 24 hours of darkness. Driving a private car is not the handiest desire to enjoy the Arctic Circle, and common bus and aircraft excursions leave from Fairbanks and Anchorage. Number 8. Alaska Railroad. Noted as the backbone of the last frontier, the Alaska Railroad is a distinguished part of Alaska's records and nevertheless important transportation alternative. Extending from Seward to Fairbanks, this railroad helped broaden Anchorage from a tent metropolis into what its miles today, and the road performed in vital transport position in World War II. Today, the Alaska Railroad is owned through the country and shuttles greater than 500,000 passengers every year. Popular locations alongside the direction consist of the Chugach National Forest, Anchorage, and Denali National Park and Preserve. The Alaska Railroad gives lots of routes, services, and unique occasion rides, which includes backcountry ski programs and a kids' Halloween train. Number 7. Inside Passage. The Inside Passage is a group of sheltered channels and straits in southeast Alaska. The maximum famous manner to go to is to cruise via the fjords on huge ships, Constitution boats, and personal yachts. Another alternative is to prevent off the motorway at Haines, Skagway, or Hyder. Along the coastal passage, the Tongass National Forest covers 17 million acres and consists of islands, mountains, glaciers, ice fields, fjords, and waterfalls. Included inside the woodland is Prince of Wales Island, certainly considered one among the most important islands inside the U.S. The vicinity is likewise inhabited through the Tlingit, Haida, and Tsimshian peoples. Major cities alongside the direction consist of Skagway, with its Klondike Gold Rush National Historical Park, the once leader metropolis of Russian, America Sitka, and Ketchikan, in which stoic totems are on show at each Totem Bight State Historic Park and the Totem Heritage Center. Number 6. University of Alaska Museum of the North. Located in Fairbanks, the University of Alaska Museum of the North gives greater than 1 million historic artifacts and herbal records pieces. The Everlasting series consists of ethnological gadgets made and utilized by indigenous corporations and a first-rate art series that focuses in particular on Alaskan art. The series additionally capabilities archaeological reveals from prehistoric cultures, an assemblage of birds, and numerous paleontology specimens. The constructing that homes the museum is likewise noteworthy. It turned into design through Joan Serrano, and the white shape has thrilling traces and curves supposed to resemble the Alaskan landscape. The museum is loose for college kids and college of the university, and the general public is welcome with paid admission. Visitors are recommended to discover the museum at their personal percent, and large corporations can name beforehand to book a customizable excursion enjoy. Number 5. Alaska Highway, also called the Alaska-Canada Highway, or Alcan Highway. The Alaska Highway runs from Dawson Creek in British Columbia, Canada, via the Yukon Territory to Delta Junction close to Fairbanks. It turned into constructed for Navy functions in 1942, all through WWII, with inside the file time of handiest 8 months. Since the stop of the war, the direction has been the maximum vital manner of get admission to through land to the Yukon Territory in southern Alaska. It's additionally a fave with leisure car travelers. The motorway passes via Whitehorse, Canada earlier than crossing the global border into Alaska and finishing in Delta Junction. Motels, shops, and fuel-hauling stations lie at durations of 30 to 50 miles. Traveling alongside the Alcan Highway is normally straightforward, 11 though commuters want to percent accordingly, as a whole lot of the direction traverses via far-off landscapes. Number 4. Anchorage. Anchorage is Alaska's largest town, with a populace of simply Beniathni 300,000 residents. Thanks to the dimensions of the town and its accessibility, it is frequently a place to begin for the ones flying into Alaska. Among a huge series of lodge rooms and traveler resources, it is also domestic to Anchorage International Airport. Anchorage additionally makes an extraordinary place to begin, primarily based totally at the adventures determined in each direction. The first-rate Chugach State Park, encompassing almost 500,000 acres, is inside smooth-attain of this town. For in addition adventures, a famous manner to tour from Anchorage into the wild landscapes is through the 470-mile Alaska Railroad. That's founded in Anchorage. Number 3. Kenai Fjords National Park, protecting a whole lot of the fjord-riddled shoreline of the Kenai Peninsula, south of Anchorage. This country-wide park gives a number of the exceptional sightseeing in Alaska. Panoramic landscapes with inside the park take with inside the many glaciers of the 700-square-mile Harding Icefield and an uninhabited shoreline. And the country-wide park is domestic to monstrously huge brown bears that feed at the fat, wealthy salmon. Many vacationer alternatives converge with inside the surrounding regions, which includes the stop of Highway 1 in Homer. A famous manner for access into the park is the Alaska Railroad and the Seward Highway, each finishing in Seward, close to the park's northern boundary. The handiest vicinity with inside the park handy through car is Exit Glacier, in which numerous trails provide nearer perspectives on the stop of the icefield. Number 2. Tracy Arm Fjord. Tracy Arm is a fjord edged with glaciers, positioned south of Juneau. Waterfalls tumble down the pointy rock walls, and glaciers calve, growing small icebergs. It's a famous vacation spot for cruise ships and boat excursions. The fjord lies within inside the Tracy Arm Fjord's terror wilderness of Tongass National Forest. At the top of the fjord, take a seat down the dual Sawyer glaciers. Wildlife sightings are not unusual place on excursions, whether or not it is a brown undergo or moose on land, or the whales and seals that inhabit those waters. Tracy Arm gives only a small slice of glacier viewing in Alaska. Other vacationer favorites consist of Glacier Bay National Park, northwest of Juneau, and Prince William Sound, close to Anchorage. Several guiding businesses in Juneau, like Adventure Bound Alaska, provide less expensive day journeys and unobstructed perspectives of the beauty. Number 1. Denali National Park. Denali is the 0.33 biggest national park within inside the United States, encompassing North America's maximum mountain within inside the northern part of the Alaska Range. Denali is the 320 feet peak's conventional call. However, current explorers dubbed it Mount McKinley. The call of the mountain remained a problem for over 100 years, and in 2015, Denali have become the legit call for North America's maximum peak. Names aside, the 6 million acres of the country-wide park are in simple terms spectacular. Photogenic landscapes consist of extensive river valleys, tundra, excessive alpine ranges, and glacier-draped mountains. The park is about halfway among Anchorage and Fairbanks and is without difficulty handy through the Alaska Railroad. Unmarried street leads into the park, and handiest park-permitted buses are accepted to tour past Savage River. Views of Denali may be loved from the park street, climate permitting. A few short, signed trails, much less than miles, are close to the park entrance. Experienced explorers, however, generally tend to challenge out into the trail much less backcountry of the park.